Hey everyone, it's Cindy and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to teach you 3 steps to change the way that you think about any situation. In this video, you're going to learn the exact steps that I use for myself and with my clients so that you can reframe any situation, put it into action and get the results you need. So in case I haven't met you yet, my name is Cindy Davis. I am the Feel Good Coach and I help mums to build a business they love and create the lifestyle they deserve. And I do that through my coaching practice. So my aim today is to give you all the information you need so that you can put it into action straight away. And I'm going to cover it in 3 separate parts. The first part, I'm going to be talking about reality. In the second part, I'll be talking about perspective. And in the third part, I'll be talking about action. Okay, so let's move on to part 1, which is all about reality. So here's the thing about reality. There's actually no such thing. There's no such thing as one true reality. And the reason is because we all have our different views of the world. We've got beliefs and things going on that create filters. And so we only see what fits through those filters, and we don't notice other things that are outside of, that are blocked by our filters. And because other people will have different filters, then we all see different things. It's really important to recognize that. Do you know what that also helps with as well is if you are in some kind of conflict and you've got someone you don't agree with and you think you're right and they're wrong, and you look at it from that perspective that there is no one reality, so you can't be right or wrong, you're only right or wrong within your reality, and the other person might be right within their reality. That gives you cause for thought, doesn't it? Because then, how can you have an argument? And maybe you're looking at things from different angles, and it's the same thing, and maybe really you're agreeing. But because of the way your views are, your filters and your perspectives, you can't see that from each other. Because this is the first step to reframing, is absolutely recognizing that there is no one true reality. And that means we get all this flexibility. So let's move on to part 2, which is all about perspective. And this is where the work of framing comes in, or reframing. When you have a picture and you stick a frame on it, it looks a certain way. And then if you were to change the frame, it would change the way the picture looked and felt and everything like that. And that's really interesting, isn't it? Because if we can do that, you know, what can we use that on? Imagine you've got a friend who you think is really bossy, and that makes you a bit sort of cross, or maybe you don't feel very comfortable around that person because you think of them as bossy. Now, imagining that, you know, we've got these 2 different views of the world from these 2 people, they probably don't see themselves as bossy. They might see themselves as assertive or something like that. So one of the ways that you can reframe is to change the meaning. So imagine this friend says something to you that you take as being bossy. Actually, you're kind of doing what's called an equivalence, which is you're saying this equals that. So when she says this to me, that means she's being bossy. And that means something about me too, because I'm not the sort of person who's going to let myself be bossed around. So we're making meaning of that thing that in reality could mean something completely different. Maybe it doesn't mean that she's being bossy. She said these words. Let me look at the facts. These are the words she said. What else could it mean? Could it mean something different? Could it mean that she's had a stressful day and she's just kind of needed to vent? And she needs something to have control over that day. Having that different meaning will help you because you will be able to communicate with that person on a much deeper level. You're going to feel better because you're not going to feel like you're being bossed around. And just think about how that could change a situation in your life. And another way to think about reframing is to change the context. So we've looked at the meaning. Now let's change the context. So imagine you think that your friend's being bossy, then put that in another situation. So if she was dealing with a drunk person in a pub, then that would be perfectly reasonable and appropriate for her to say things like that. So maybe she's not too bossy, maybe she's just practicing being assertive. So you're giving it a different context, and then it can give you a different meaning. A question that can be really helpful, really helpful, when you've got something where you want to change your perspective. And that is, how can I look at this differently? How can I look at this differently? It's a really powerful question. It sounds simple, and it is, but it can give you so much clarity and so much distance actually between you and a problem or challenge. How can I look at this differently can help to free up a whole lot of flexibility and creativity and freedom to kind of make choices, whereas before you're kind of stuck with what you had. Imagine that you've got a whole day with clients booked in, and for whatever your business or customers, and suddenly somehow your diary ends up empty. They all fall away for one reason or another, very good reasons, and that little voice inside says, oh gosh, all these people have gone. That means I'm not going to get the sales I need this month. I'm not going to be able to pay my bills. Everything's going to go wrong, and all those little voices can come in. But if you can take a different look at it and go, actually, how can I look at this differently? What does it mean that I've now got all this space in my diary? Perhaps it's freeing me up to do some marketing to get even more potential clients flowing to me. Or perhaps it's freeing me up to do a bit of self-care because I need it. Or perhaps it's freeing me up to do something else. So that change in perspective is a complete change in how you feel. That the reframing is really about changing how you think about something. Changing how you think about that thing, anything, can change the way you feel. And when you change the way you feel, you change the action you're going to take. And in your business, if you've got, you go from thinking, oh my God, everything's gone wrong, my clients have all cancelled, to brilliant, I can get some really good marketing done, then that's going to be really helpful to your business. So this is why it's really important to learn how to do these steps to change the way you think about any situation, because you then have the power. You've got the control in your life. You're the one who's deciding how you want to think about stuff, because that is within your power. It is. And when you do that, you'll be amazed by how much more how productive you are, and all the flexibility. You'll be able to cope with challenges. You'll be resilient. You won't get so upset when people are, not behaving how you'd like them to. When you can reframe things, it's a really useful skill, and it's a really high level skill as well. So if you can master this, you are going to absolutely fly. So let's move on to part 3, which is all about action. So with these videos, what I really want, it's lovely to talk to you, but what I really want is for you to do something as a result of watching this video. So I want you to just take a second and think about a situation that you would like to change the way you think about it. It could be anything, but something in your business would be a really good thing to work on. Okay, so next I want you to ask that question. How can I look at this differently? And then what you do is you try all these different frames that you can think of. You try them on and see what fits. You try it on and see what feels good. So then you reframe it and you decide that you're going to choose to think that way instead. And of course, because we think so many thoughts every day and we repeat thoughts, we've got all these thinking habits, you'll probably get the old thought popping up, chattering away to you. But once you've made this decision and set this intention that I'm actually choosing to think this instead, you're going to find that thought pops up and you go, no. No, I've got a different way of thinking about that now. And I want you to try it for yourself, because it's no good me just telling you. You guys have to try it for yourselves as well. So that's the action I want you to take. I want you to think about a situation in your business and write it down. I want to ask the question, how can I look at this differently? I want you to reframe it with a new way that you're choosing to think about it. And then I want you to notice how it feels when you do that. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember, this stuff only works if you actually do it. So make sure you do take action. If you did like this video, do please give it a thumbs up so that I know, and also so that YouTube can make sure other people can get to see it, and share it with your friends, because sharing is caring. And remember to comment below with the one action you're going to take as a result of this video. So it just remains me to say thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you in the next video.